Exactly, I agree.
Alright. I kind of just dumped everything in a chest. I don't remember what I was doing. Ooh, that's some lag. So how you doing, Toasty?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, good.
Good, good, good.
Good stuff.
I agree.
You all excited that we're finally playing some Minecraft?
Usually. Yeah?
Good. You know, I don't think this house is actually so bad. I know you may disagree, but I think it's good for a start. I think instead of tearing it down, I'm just going to try to spruce it up a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
I think the color palette is what really needs changing. And then having some more depth would be really good. Okay, that seems way too loud. There we go. What color goes well with purple? That's a wood color.
I would say dark oak.
Dark oak, I mean like a plank. So like dark oak planks, you think so?
I think with purple, I don't know. Gives like a dark type.
Yeah. Okay, so then it's the cobblestone that I need to change. Yeah, the cobblestone really stands out. It's so much brighter than the stuff above it. It just looks bad. Did you happen to get any tough or like a decent amount of it?
There's some in there. I don't know how much, but there's an amount of some sort.
At least a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Take a peek. Cobbled deep slate. More cobbled deep slate. Good. Oh, lots of it. Tough. I'm gonna take all the tough. Alright. Oh, let's put the torches back. Oh yeah, that's already much better.
Good, good, good.
Okay, let me get some dark oak. And then on this, we'll just do it like that for now. Should we be waiting? I was just gonna do some sprucing up, but...
That's all I'm doing. It's nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I think I need to make these walls thicker. That's for sure. There's no depth. You can only do so much when you don't use depth.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Hmm. Yeah, I might as well. Fuck it. I'll just keep building around here. Man, Probable Deep Slate takes so long to mine.
It does. It's awful.
So, if you have a beacon, isn't it still more efficient to do it around 12 because you can insta-mine?
Probably. I mean,
Versus, like, strip mining is definitely better down there.
mm-hmm. It's a
Interesting.
good question. I don't know. I don't really use beacons at all.
Mm,
Yeah.
once you use a beacon, you never go back. It becomes a must-have.
Well, I bet. But yeah, I've never tried.
Okay, now I'm getting... I don't want... It's been like 10 minutes.
We should make an enchantment table next.
Yeah. That I definitely want to wait for Craig to be here for.
Okay.
Oh, he's sitting in server 1. Okay, can you move him?
Oh yeah.
Hello?
Hello!
Hi.
Sorry.
Oh, no,
Mm.
I wasn't waiting long at all. I just happened to... You happened to message me at the same, around the same time I finally got in.
Oh, nice. The server's up and ready to go.
A friend of mine is talking about starting a food truck.
Cool.
I want to work with him.
Well, okay. Yeah. if you wanna uproot your life to Austin,
Middle of a
Texas.
desert. Oh.
No, he's in Austin and he's starting a vegan food truck.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah. The all.
Oh.
I used to make
Yeah.
vegan food for firemen in the government, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
All my knowledge.
He I don't know. My I'm just kind of like trying to get him to be like slightly I'm just trying to get him to be slightly more
Meat friendly.
concerned about like business aspects of this that I don't think that he's I don't know, looking into so much.
Right.
Mhm.
Like like he sent me pictures of the food and stuff, and I'm like, I mean, I'm not a vegan, but like I'm sure that would be. I mean, the food, like, it looks nice. Like, don't get me wrong. Like that some of it does. Some of it is like, what is that? Well, I'll be honest. Some of it's like he's calling something like bacon or something. It's like that's not bacon. But
Well, I mean,
there's,
that's the
like,
hard
other...
part, right? Where anybody can make really good food, but it requires like a business person with a really good financial sense of what's going on in order to make a successful like restaurant.
Yeah. In this case, it's just like I don't doubt that they make even like maybe like they've even made like better quality vegan dishes and stuff like that at their like in their home whatever than like the food trucks around them are making. But if you're going to like make that at mass scale and and like what is it like to work that truck every single day, like,
Right.
maybe like out in the sun or what, like obviously in the heat of that truck or whatever, like
In
all day
freaking
long.
Texas during the summer.
Yeah, for like 8-10 hours or however long they have to do for like prep and all that stuff. Like I think that there's just a lot that hasn't been taken into account yet that I am trying to get him to like pump the brakes on.
Acknowledge.
And, like, yeah, one of the things that I was just saying is like, dude, do it in like a tent or like a food festival booth or something like that first, like as a test run at least, because he's trying to go like straight into buying a truck, and I'm like,
oh,
you've never sold any of this, and you're trying to like buy a truck to sell it out of.
Right, there's steps you need to take.
Yeah, and there's like food license and all this stuff that you need to do. I think I think he'd be way better off going like some like food festival route or pop-up tent or something like that first before investing a bunch of money.
That's always the safe play.
I mean, again, I've told him, I was like, dude, I'm not doubting that your food is like good for that audience. Yeah. I mean,
right.
I personally I don't get it. It's just, I'm not a vegan, and whenever he sends me like a picture of like, these are steaks, I'm like, they're not. But okay.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a sweater.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just it just feels like that to me. Have you ever been vegan, Toasty, or do you have vegan friends or anything?
No, but my sister used to be vegan.
Oh, okay.
And when she was vegan, they said, you got a month to live if you keep eating like this.
Ooh.
So, yeah, She wasn't the healthiest of vegans. I think she was just eating like legit just fruit and vegetables, like a little bunny muncher.
Okay, so
So
she was going like extra hard with it, where
yeah,
she was kind of like a little bit like almost starving herself.
pretty much. Well, no protein too. It's very hard to get protein.
She wasn't finding enough of enough tofu or whatever was
Yeah,
necessary.
I don't think she even ate like tofu or anything. I don't think she liked it. I just don't think there was a lot of knowledge back then, as there's now. That could also be it.
Yeah, I think like I think that you can get by, but it's just like just not as easy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've had plenty of conversations about this, especially with this guy over the years, and I don't know. It's a tough one. I totally understand their like moral arguments and that type of stuff, but
I get the moral arguments to an extent because it's like if you are really that worried about how the animal is treated, then buy local. Like, but if they want to stay vegan, then more power to you, I guess. But at the end of the day, both of them have consequences. Some you're deforesting forests by being a vegan vegetarian, and you're eating from a meat farm that doesn't get animals treated well. So it's a lose-lose unless you go local.
yeah, I can see that. Um, yeah, we went down a bunch of different rabbit holes over time of like what's this all about? Is it about like suffering? Is it about like all kinds of different things? Because he's 100% on the the morality side of it all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just trying to have those conversations and navigate that is interesting.
I bet.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting sometimes, and then at some point, it becomes not interesting, and I'm just like,
Hello.
dude, can you please just relax and enjoy, like, enjoy your cheeseburger, please, like, just, buddy. We only go around once, like.
Truly.
It's definitely how I feel about these things. Whoa. Random zombie pigman.
Yeah, that one wandered far from the portal.
That's yeah. I just like went to like go see if how this cherry blossom stuff that it planted. Just looking around at it all. Random zombie pigman with a sword just right in front of me.
What's the goals for today? What do we got?
Enchantment table.
Enchantment.
Mm.
You guys played Dragon Age?
Yeah,
Oh.
can't say that I have.
There's a trader, and he has like a little kid with him, and the little kid does enchantments, and when you talk to him, he goes, enchantment? Enchantment!
Oh, so he's illiterate.
Yeah, probably. I think they're like wandering traders. It's like all I hear now when people say enchantments.
By the way, I don't know. Has this happened to you, Paul? I feel like every single time I've ever been on any server, I've gotten the lightning bolt hitting skeleton army spawn thing. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
the horses?
The horseman thing.
Yeah.
I've gotten that alone on a server, like on some type of thing, every single time I've ever been in one, multiple times, and no one seems to believe me that just happened.
You're very lucky.
I think they're
Dude, it's
fairly
literally happened to
common.
me like almost every single time. I'm so confused.
The weird thing is they don't need to be in thunderstorms, so it's actually just a mob spawn.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so if you see like a skeleton horse, if you go near it, then the lightning will strike it. It's kind of like a scripted event almost.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, so it's less like I was walking around and lightning happened to strike a skeleton where I was, and it's more that a skeleton horse spawned and then you went near it. And then the event takes place. I could be wrong,
Well.
but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Either way, they are very, like, fairly rare.
Yeah, I don't. For whatever reason, every single time I've been on a server, I've had that happen, and I don't know. I always end up like killing the skeleton and taking one of the skeleton horses or a couple of them or something.
Right.
And then the next day, I'm like, dude, look what happened in the realm. We have skeleton horses now. And they're like, oh, you cheated. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Like, no, that was just incredibly weird, and I don't know. I didn't know the rarity of them.
What a weird... Wow, you cheated in Minecraft.
To get skeleton horses. Like,
Right. Okay, Toasty, I have a decent amount up for a starter farm of wheat. You mentioned you wanted some like wheat fields. Would you like to point me in the direction so I can stop planting where I am, where it's like temporary, and start planting where you want it? Because those can take a long time to grow.
Sure, let me just get back from the mine.
Whenever you want to. I have other stuff if you're away, so...
That's fine, I'm very close.
by the way, I do approve of the roof that was put on the house. It's a nice color. It's what I was going for.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, I should probably just go help you guys farm.
I don't like doing anything in Minecraft without having like a really good food source. Probably just because I played so much when food wasn't a thing. Toasty, I assume you played back then too, right?
I'm gonna harvest all this.
I played some 1. Or was it 1.2? Something.
Was
Way
it
back when it came out. When it was only
was it
like
when it came
cobblestone
out?
and oak wood. Yeah.
So
way back.
was it alpha or like beta, or was it after the game like released and it went to like 1.0?
Like 1.0. So like 1.2.
Oh.
I was thinking all around our place. Like on the outskirts of it. All the wheat.
Yeah, I'll come back once I finished harvesting this. Well, I'll just come back now if you're up there.
So
Hello.
just all along the outside.
The outside of the ring.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how far down?
As far as you want.
Okay. And then at the top, do you want it to go up to the top? Should I just grow it all over and then we can come through later and like take it out where we want paths and stuff?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. So do as much as you want.
All right.
And then I'm
Sounds-
gonna add houses.
Okay. After this harvest, I will stop planting over here. I will reclaim the soil. Greg, when did you start? What version of the game?
Gosh, I mean, I don't remember the number, but I could probably, if I can probably think of like things that like became new around the time.
Yeah.
Where you might be able to guess. Let me think real quick.
Oh, my inventory's full.
I think I can probably. Let me think of like what would have been like the newest thing at the time.
When I started, it was right before the Halloween update. Before they added the Nether. I think it was still in beta.
I want to say. Gosh, I want to say it was like 2013 or 2012, something like that. If I had to guess. 2013 like feels right.
Yeah, so probably when it officially came out.
2012 or 2013 or something is like what feels right in my head, but I can't for a year. But like I feel like the version wise, like I wasn't on like the earliest super beta stuff of like all we have are blocks, or like I've seen that footage. That was not, I did not start with that. I think whenever I started, it was I think maybe like a bit after. I feel like the Nether was something that was new whenever I started, or something like that.
Nice.
I could be wrong on that, by the way, because the way that I played the game was I was always trying to I was just trying to just explore and try to figure out everything myself, and just try to guess at everything, because there was no recipe books or anything like that at the time.
Phantoms. Greg, are you near the house?
I'm sleeping now.
Oh, nice.
What was I saying? Sorry.
You were trying to figure stuff out.
I got a burning zombie in front of me. Yeah.
Oh,
There's.
we need to protect the villagers. Oh, they're killing the villagers.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Did they kill him? I think they did.
Oh no.
Okay, we need to find all the villagers and lock them in the house.
Luckily there's another town next to us.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, sir. All right, yes, go in the house. Yes. Good. Okay, I am...
Do we have another one? Is that our own? Hopefully that's not our only one, right?
Probably not. Okay, there's a house with stairs in front of the door. That one has a villager in it. It's the only villager I see.
Dude, I'm not seeing another villager. This is not looking good. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well.
But
Remember what I said about
whatever. We can farm the other village for villagers that's next door.
Yeah, we should go over there like right now and double check.
Yeah, just like let's just like lock them all up.
Yeah, I'll head that way.
Slavery, right? Like,
It's for their own good.
Yeah,
I swear.
Yeah, trust us. We know it's best for you, future Unbreaking 3 librarian.
I need to get a mending librarian.
Yo, that's always key.
Okay, there's a bunch of villagers here.
Yeah. Let's get these people locked up real quick. No,
Actually, I think I'll come back at
That
night
sounds
because
bad.
they'll head to their houses
why-
naturally,
why-
and then we can just board them up. Because
Oh,
I'm not trying to
okay.
like corral them into the. There's a hole here.
Okay. I thought you were doing it during the day because it was like safe or something.
It is safer. No, I'm
Yeah,
saying there's just a hole here.
Oh, I thought. What's up with this hole? Yeah, I thought you were gonna bait them. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you can, but I'd rather just wait till nighttime, and then when it first starts getting dark, they'll head there, and then I'll close the door.
got it.
Moving villagers is one of the worst things in this game to do. It's such a pain in the ass. Toasty, did you have a plan for like a path over here?
I do. There's gonna be multiple.
Okay, I'll just. You can
That's gonna
carve
be
the
great.
path later, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Yeah, dude. So the way that I played the game though to begin with was I never wanted to. What I did is I followed this guy's series on YouTube called Survive and Thrive. I have no idea if that's like famous or not at all.
I've heard of it.
His name was like Paul something actually. Paul Soares something. It was something
Paul
like that.
Soares Jr.
Yeah. So I followed his series called Survive and Thrive, and it was just like kind of like a basic tutorial for Minecraft from day one into forever, right? And so it just showed you like a bunch of different steps and what he was doing that day in his world and that type of thing. And what I would do is how I wanted to play the game was just experiment until I got stumped at something because there was no recipe book, no whatever, and I didn't want to like look up how to do anything until I really had to. And so like, because I liked guessing it, like, you know, the crafting table, like what does like this make, you know, by like guessing blocks in there and stuff. That to me was part of the fun of it at the time. That's how I played, and Then as soon as I was like, okay, I don't know what to do next, then I would just go in there and he would be, you know, saying, oh, well, here's how we can make a bow and arrow or a fishing rod or whatever. And you need string from the spiders and the unit. And I'm just like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then, you know, I'd go down to the next thing. Or here's how you can get a diamond, you know. I mean, some things were obvious, like a diamond pickaxe or whatever. I was over here always thinking, dude, why can't I make an obsidian pickaxe? This is nonsense.
I get that.
Shouldn't
Yeah.
that be the next level? Like, I thought that obsidian pickaxes were going to be the next thing. But, yeah, that's just kind of how I played the game and how I started learning. And, yeah, it was from that guy's channel.
Interesting. What was your starting experience, Toasty?
My friend had a server called Risen Phoenix, and I'm like, I just want to build, and that's all I did is I built. So nothing too interesting, but
Did you
it wasn't
play
too bad.
creative or?
No survival. Back
Yeah,
in,
because that was before creative, right?
I think so. Maybe, I don't know. It was a while ago. It was a long time. I was like 12.
Oh,
My friend's just like, play this game. Okay. So not too interesting.
I've also basically never played creative, almost ever. Like, barely ever.
I've
Maybe-
used creative
Maybe
in.
like a few hours. That's it, ever.
I've used creative to like plan some builds, but it's not something I do often. It's so much easier to like pick a block palette and, you know, figure stuff out. Oh, I think I'm going the wrong way with this. So you wanted it not towards this way, not towards
Not
our starter
inwards.
house. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only
Turn
time
all
I
this
did
up.
that was I found out there was a way to make like a self-flying TNT dropping machine,
Oh yeah.
and dude, you know what's so stupid about this? I'm not even kidding. This was insane. I was so ready, and I'm like, okay, awesome, this works. I got it moving on our survival map and everything like that. Dude, I kid you not. The day after I learned how to make it, it got patched. I'm not even kidding. I'm like, what?
That's really funny.
Yeah, like this. I don't know what you know, what mechanic exactly that got patched, but some function within like the slime block piston type of flying stuff, whatever I was doing. Some function of it got patched, and I was just like, okay. That's really annoying that I just spent time learning this tutorial and I got it going above this huge like landmass that we need to clear. And, you know, in our server, and then
Now you still have to do it by hand.
yeah. Back to shovels, you know.
Let's see. Oh,
I'm gonna be honest, the cherry blossoms and the sunset looks pretty nice over our place right now.
mm-hmm. Speaking of the
Mhm.
sunset, I'm heading to the village.
I think we've got a beautiful Minecraft setup going.
Perfect.
Way to pick the spot, Toasty.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, kudos there for sure. This is a 10 out of 10 location.
Okay, at the very least, I've blocked one villager in, so if worst comes to worst, we still have 2.
Hmm.
Oh, do we sleep? Yes, we do. I just see you hanging out with your sword and shield.
Oh, sorry, I'm blocking in the villagers still.
Take a nap over there.
But then they'll leave the houses.
Oh,
Dude, what I did for my for our server with our friends, we did to go like, you know how you can like hear a villager?
Hmm.
Dude, I cured and boated like 2 villagers like in an extreme distance and were to start a village.
Yeah, that's the play.
Like, yeah, like just like it just felt like way too much work to get a village started like in the location that we wanted.
It's difficult stuff. It's worth it though. I guess, I mean, it is now. Yeah, I've almost visited every house. Almost. Going as fast as I can. This is a really big village.
mm-hmm.
There's 2 iron golems walking around. Okay. Okay, I think that's everything. I'll go. I'm on my way. Ouchie. Sorry for the wait.
All good.
Yay. What is it about Minecraft that's just so good?
Because it's wholesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely part
It's
of it,
ther-
but there's
it's
other
ther-
wholesome games that
It's
that haven't
therapeutic
had this.
in different ways. I
Like
think.
that special combination of therapeutic, wholesome, creative.
Well, and just like freedom, I think, for me anyway. I don't know. There's no. My objective is what I want to make it today. You know, in the day,
Mhm.
in the
Very true.
in the Minecraft day. It's just like what I want to choose to do that day. There's just a freedom aspect to it where I don't have to care what anyone else thinks of what I'm doing. I just do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that. There's always
You don't get
the
that out of it.
perfectionist. There's always
Yep,
the
that too.
perfectionist in me that's like, I have to care what everything means and I have to do everything perfect. And Makes it stressful sometimes.
That I need to stick to my, my trash chest on the side, because if you need something, like just don't count on me to have organized it into your thing unless it's something rare. Otherwise, a lot of my stuff will be trash. The one thing I can't do in this game is spend my time organizing. I can't do it. This is my unwinding time, and organizing is not for me.
That's why I made that self-organizing stuff.
Oh, that's like so outrageous, but awesome. I love it. I would love to live in the self-organizing stuff.
Making it was a pain, and since it was on a server, it didn't. Since it was a self-hosted server, it didn't work super great.
There was like a lag component that kind of messed with it.
Right, because as water would flow over the hoppers, the items, if it was just a little bit laggy, sometimes they would skip a hopper. They would just go a little too far, and that would like ruin everything. So I was
That actually sucks.
I was like about to enjoy it, and then it was like, oh, there's all these problems. But then I stopped playing it as a server, and I was about to put it back on the single player, and then didn't do it. So I think there's a different method I'm gonna try to use this time if we get there.
Dude, this is how you build houses? Toasty.
What?
No, I'm just like dumbfounded.
Yeah,
Like-
this is for the mine though.
I'm just like, I just come up here and I'm like, you build it with like the actual like structure and framework like a normal builder would. I'm just absolutely not this sophisticated at all. I just like came up here and just saw them like constructing this, and I'm like, this is way better than anything I would ever start doing in terms of planning or whatever. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
What what a compliment.
I'm just yeah, no, dude. No, that's fantastic. Just she has like these like beams and stuff ready, like that are made of actual like the log and stud, and yeah, my constructions are always just like, what the hell is that? I have no creativity.
You just haven't done it enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I hope you're right.
I feel like this goes into my like philosophy on talent. Like, talent is a bullshit word. And I think this is similar to that, where it's kind of a way to discredit hard work and discourage people. It's like, wow, you're so talented at drawing hands. Well, like, how many hands have you drawn over the past, 20 years? If you've drawn a ton of hands, you'll probably be pretty good at it, like, over and over. And it's also one of those things of, like, not all practice is equal. If you sit down and play Overwatch for 8 hours a day, you'll probably get pretty decent. But if you sit down and play Overwatch for 8 hours a day and not really pay attention and rage over everything, you won't. So,
Sounds like me.
no, you've gotten a lot better, even this year.
Thank you.
It is a bit how I feel about because I've tutored a lot of math,
Right.
and I've had like a lot of students say, I've just never been good at math.
Right.
Okay, well, that's I think that there are certain like
Aspects.
yeah, sure, that via like nurture of your upbringing and stuff like that, where you are more or less likely to be good at math, like kind of quote unquote naturally. But I also think that it's just like learning a language or whatever else. There's an aspect to it that you can just teach your brain to do, and then you're doing it. Ta-da!
Right. I think math is also one of those tricky things where if you what's the right word? Math is very foundational. It builds on itself in a really structured way. So if you miss one thing,
Yeah.
and when you're in like 6th grade,
Yeah.
you'll probably be fine for the next 3 years. But at some point, that is going to be a factor. Like, you'll have to use it.
Yeah.
And when you get to there, if you don't have that, like, fundamental knowledge, it just makes things so difficult. So when you get somebody who is like, oh, I've never been good at math, it's like, well, you have to, like, dig into their math history and, like, what's the building block they're, like, missing.
Everything you just said right there is exactly spot on. Whenever I was tutoring, so these are like, college student athletes, okay? At UNM.
Right.
Like, they say I'm tutoring them in like college algebra or calculus or something. Whenever I'm teaching them something, like, I can tell this is what I was always going after, because I agree with you. Okay, what I was always trying to figure out is, as I was, going through like their lesson plan, their homework, whatever assignment they were trying to do, as soon as I saw them hesitate on something, like a little bit of like, okay, this part of the problem, right, and they had that hesitation, and they're like, okay, that's where the hole is. So
Right.
I would have them be like, can you explain to me how this part of this works? And I would always just try to encourage them too, to just like not be embarrassed to like, if you
Be
something
wrong, right?
know, like, no, I've always just stood by the the idea that like, it's not like, the dumber thing than asking a dumb question is to not ask any questions.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And I think it's just better to just ask the quote unquote dumb question instead, and be like, to get the 3 onto the other side of the equation, do I subtract 3 from both sides? I'd rather that than
Then you don't
I'd rather-
know.
yeah. So I was always trying to like encourage them to like ask the question, or be willing to be like vulnerable about the holes in their knowledge with me and stuff like that, because I'm not going to be judgmental about it. It's the exact opposite. I'm just here to help you, and that's like
That goes into like everything.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to be good at video games? Ask questions. You want to be good at math? Ask questions. Ask dumb questions.
That's what I trained at Amazon. It's like, just ask questions. That's literally what we're here for. Like, how do you expect to get better if your pride's getting in the way of it?
Right. Pride or shame a lot of the times.
Like, everyone's new here. Like, you're not gonna know it.
No one has to sleep right now, by the way. Just I just happened to be in a house and grabbing a drink real quick. But yeah, it's. I think that doing it that way though, man, I've had so many students that were they were just grateful that I plugged those holes in their knowledge of like you said, like, hey, I missed this thing in ninth grade or sixth grade, whatever, and now I've got it,
Right.
and like that's like the most rewarding thing for me, is whenever they just acknowledge, like, gosh, that's like so weird that I didn't know this, fundamental part about this that everything else is based on. Yeah, you're right though that math is it's one of those things, it builds on itself so much, and you can't
skip.
Yeah, there is no skipping. Like, if you skip a chapter in history, you can still learn about the next era. It might not have as much context to you. You might, or whatever, but you might not understand exactly the intentions of that, or maybe why that country did the next thing or something. But
you'll be able to learn they did the thing.
Yeah, but you can still memorize the next thing. Yeah, it's a different practice than something like math. You either get it or you don't. You can either solve it or you can't. It's just that. Math is a bit more brutal in that aspect.
Yeah.
Did you? How far did you go with math, by the way?
I passed Calc 1 and I dropped out of Calc 2.
Okay.
That was when I didn't know I had ADHD. I was always really good at math. That was my strong suit. But the college atmosphere of I can't just, show up to tests and bullshit my way through. Like, that doesn't work at college. And then, so I had to sit down and do homework. Like, seriously do homework for the first time. And my ADHD was, like, not having it. And it was really difficult. I remember trying to, like, sit down and force myself to focus and get stuff done. And, like, the physical pain in my head was just so great. It was terrible. So at that point I was like, you know what? Maybe school is just not for me. I'm going to go try like a trade school or something. And a friend of mine mentioned, well, you're always like into films. Like, why don't you go do something with that? So I transferred over into film tech and I hadn't gone back.
It's like such a completely different industry. I mean, like than something in math or,
Yeah. Usually
whenever people think of like mathy things, they think of engineering, physics or something. So
right, yeah, so I was going
film is always like such like an artsy industry.
I was going for computer engineering.
Okay.
So that's where I was headed.
I started in electrical engineering.
Electrical engineering is something I kind of have a slight interest in. And I'm curious, if I have a little more money eventually, I want to buy like a breadboard and just teach myself some like circuitry and enough to get up and running with like Arduinos and Raspberry Pis and make little gadgets. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I requires money.
Yeah, I started in that, and then I realized really quickly that I hated circuits and programming, and that's pretty much all EE. So
right, yeah. I did a little bit of programming on my own, and I kind of knew like this is not really for me. I know I could probably be decent at it. Like when I did it, I was good, but I just didn't enjoy it. It was like kind of a chore.
And then also, I just feel like growing up, I was deprived of a couple of the sciences, to be honest. And so, yeah, that's why I ended up
Oh, yeah.
going down the super length of just studying astronomy as hard as I could. So that's why I ended up studying astrophysics. I love those deep holes of science. I always like wanted that, but I just never felt like I had the opportunity for it kind of coming up. If that makes sense.
Man, thinking back on it, like, if I had just gotten diagnosed with ADHD when I was a kid, I wonder, like, how different my life would be right now. Like, I probably would have been able to finish school and had a better mindset.
If you were just on Ritalin the whole time,
or just, well, the medication, sure, but at least the understanding. I also had a really, like, negative view of school in general. Like, I thought it was, like, such a waste of time, and, like, and those things are hard to correct later. So, it was, it was, like, set up. I set myself up for failure, and, you know, that sucks. But, whatever. I mean, and then at the end of the day, now I'm like, well, I'm just not, you know, the type of guy for that, and now I'll find my way in the world, like, alternative, you know, doing something different. And hopefully I won't have to go back to school.
I tried it, my sciences and math stuff, and then whenever it came time to like write a book report or, you know, turn in that essay about Beowulf or whatever, it was just like, yeah, you're getting nothing. This is a waste of time. I'm not doing it. That's just how I always felt about it. And I know you know that's stupid, but that's just the way that I always felt. I was like, these things are important, and that stuff is not important to me. Wow. And that's just, you know, that's.
Dude, I saw none of it as important.
Whenever you're like 16 or something, you know, you just do whatever. Like, I cared about being, you know, the best in the world at my, you know, online game that I was going home to. And I will give you minimal effort just to get through this math and science stuff. But there is no way I'm about to spend my time reading this, you know, literature about some nonsense that was written, you know, 500 years ago. Not a chance. No. That was just not in my blood. I couldn't do it. So.
I thought, like, what's the point? Like, there's so many people who get a degree and can't get a job, and you spend, like, you know, tens of thousands of dollars. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time and my parents' money. I'd rather, like, find something else, especially since I have no interest in it.
Yeah, that would be an extra reason.
Yeah. So I just didn't. I went to CNM, the local community college, because I could get a scholarship and then everything would be cheaper. And then tried to coast my way, lost the lottery, and when you have just no motivation, it's like, what? Fuck it. Like, I'll just go play Melee professionally. I was like, I'll go try that. That was the idea. That's why I've always been, like, driven for things like this, like streaming, like competitive games. It's like, well, if I'm not going to pursue the regular way, I have to, like, try this way. sugar
there was
cane.
a little while there that I was trying to become the best at a couple of games of mine. Of course, none of them mean anything now, but at the time they mean your life.
Yep.
It's just it's the way that goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good old Gunbound. Those were the days.
I think I still would want to do stuff for like Overwatch.
We
I
really.
really think though that oh sorry.
No,
Right,
you're
Toasty?
good. I was just saying, she really did make those sheep pink.
Oh, I did that.
But anyways, what were you saying, Cal?
I was gonna say that I think that like I've thought for a long time now that something like are you familiar with Khan Academy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much think that that's like kind of how school should work. And I've thought that for a while. Where I don't know if you've seen his TED Talk, the guy who created it.
No.
But,
I've heard the name. I don't know too much about it, honestly.
So he makes a bunch of like training videos. It started as just something that he did, kind of like a virtual teaching video for like his nephew or something. That's like how it started. And then his nephew was like, "Okay, that worked really well. Can you get it? Can you do this for the next lesson? Take a thing or something." That's how it started. But it ended up being that this guy was a really good teacher and he knew a lot. He was well educated and just kept on
Making
more and more,
videos.
videos that his nephew was learning on. And then what happened later down the line was, okay, this is turning into a thing where a lot of people are tuning in and a lot of people are learning off of these and loving it. And then like they want more and more content, so then they ended up creating the site. Instead of it just being like a YouTube channel, it went to being like, here's a full-blown website with like training exercises and like it's like kind of like homework to do. And then they ended up going down the path of saying like, why not like reinvent education as a whole under this type of system where like the idea is that the lessons that you do, like how you learn is online and through these videos and stuff like that. That's essentially the homework. And then what you do in class, whenever you actually show up to class, is the teacher sees your progress online and they see who's slacking, who's not, and they come to you individually in class and they have like the most proficient students in class go and help you type of thing. If you're slacking. And so it's like a very much specialized in like per student type of situation that I think is a pretty cool
Idea.
Yeah, like I mean it's like
It also puts way less strain on the teachers.
yeah.
Because you don't have to cater to your lesson to a ton of people. Like, the lesson's already there. You just have to cater, oh, this person didn't get it at this point. Let's figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Our whole education system definitely needs a rework.
Basically the way that because then the teacher can just look and just be like, oh, look, Johnny's ahead here, but Freddy's behind over here or something, and so like let's have Johnny help Freddy and during class, and I'm gonna go help the student who's doing the worst, whoever that is, and so they can just make sure to use like the class time the most efficiently to like make sure that everyone's helping each other and getting through exercises together, and like mastery of the whole thing then. But like all of it starts by showing proficiency or lack thereof online, and I think that that's like a pretty cool way of doing it. And I don't know, I kind of believe in that method. I'm like, that sounds like way better than what I did, which was sitting through lectures that I either already knew everything on, right, or ones that I was just like, well, at the time, buddy, I'm 16. I'm trying to pass a note to that girl in my class. Like I don't give a shit about like whatever you're saying. Like I do not. I'm sorry, but I cannot care about whatever this like biology lesson is right now. That's nothing to do with any of my life. It's of no importance to me. I care about like oh, she's cute and I'm trying to like let her know.
I don't know what to do about like apathy. Because if it's like, oh, they're missing gaps in their knowledge here. Oh, they're, dealing with work home or like school home balance or, stuff like that. Those all seem like pretty simple problems to solve. But apathy is like what do you do? Like, let alone for like other people. What do you do for yourself when you just don't care? It's such a hard thing to overcome.
I think you get on Xanax.
Drugs. Just straight to drugs.
Currently.
I like how it just there's no hesitation. Just straight.
Well, you could try drugs. Dope them up.
Did she not mention? Okay, yeah. Like pretty sure that was a form of drugs. Yeah, it's always drugs first. Yeah, I mean, I think that apathy is just okay. Like that's what I think that.
How is apathy okay? Apathy is like the worst.
No. For some things, like no, I'm saying for some things academically, it should be okay. I don't think that every single person, like this is kind of my viewpoint. I don't think every single person, again, needs to like learn ancient literature. I don't think that means anything now. I get why we've I get why we've taught it, and that's fine. But like,
so that's different. That's like apathy towards a specific subject, which is totally fine. Like people have different strengths.
That's
I mean,
what I'm
like
saying. Like
apathy in general, apathy towards the process, apathy towards
toward everything.
Towards everything, like
like
what? Like why should I give a shit?
Like full emo.
Yeah,
like
essentially,
we just rolled out of Hot Topic apathy. There's a
well, I think so. That's the more like on the surface apathy, which I think is also okay because that apathy is also driving to do something. There's the driving to do nothing that I think also commonly goes with video games. Like That's what I see in myself, and that's what I don't know what to do about. Like, it leads to apathy in, like, so many other parts of life that are inherently, like, useful. It's hard.
Yeah, it's, I guess one thing that can be different from video games is other people can give you like affirmations about like how good you are at your thing, and then it makes you feel like you've accomplished something
Right.
really profound or something. And like you can get those moments that end up making, you know, you get that rush of feeling like something like really amazing happened to you because of what you accomplished within this game.
Mhm.
And by the way, I'm not saying this to like downplay the game. I'm just kind of like analyzing like what can
Right.
happen
Well, there's
where-
definitely like positives.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like building confidence in different areas can come from
Yeah.
stuff like this.
The other thing too, I think that a super underrated thing. Anyone who just like blindly shits on video games, and especially video
Right.
games
Yeah.
regarding like communities and stuff, they're idiots. Because I mean, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now if it weren't for a community of video game players.
Right. Right.
How did I meet you? Right?
Yeah, through
Think-
Smash. How did I meet Toasty?
Yeah.
Through Overwatch. And I think it's only now that aspect is being regarded in a positive light because of COVID. Because gamers showed like incredible resilience to the effects of isolation that the rest of society like kind of really suffered from. Like depression and things were rampant because people were locked up and didn't have community. Gamers were like, we still have our community. Gamers were immune.
Gamers were like, finally, something good happened.
Right, exactly.
we can finally be locked up inside with each other.
Like I can spend time with my communities finally. So I think that like positive aspect is like finally being regarded on like a wider like portion of society is like acknowledging it, which is cool. It sucks that it had to be a pandemic for people to realize there's positive benefits to having online communities, but whatever.
No, but I mean, I've thought about this so many times in my life. I mean, I think about people who I talk to almost every day. I mean, now, you know, you're up there for someone who I talk to on you know, very, very frequently. Kevin, frequently I talk to. But outside of that, I mean, I talk to Zabi all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I still talk to Neil quite a bit. You know, even though he's actually even out of state now. And like, all of those people right there are that's four. I can just give you 4 examples off the top of my head that I talk to more than, you know, like probably on average once a day, or, you know, multiple times a week or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a kind of a crazy thing that I met every single one of you by playing a children's party game.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's
To be
that's
fair,
not
it is one of the best games of all time, but
I love degrading Smash into a children's party game because it
Right.
kind of is, but it's also the greatest game of all time. Come on.
it's so good.
No, but that's my spiel there.
Good stuff. I like how whenever we're like I'm streaming Overwatch, it's like the content is, oh, we're playing Overwatch, we're trying to get ranked up, we're trying to do stuff, and then you know, playing Helldivers, it's like having fun with the game. And then whenever we play Minecraft, it's just like podcasts with Toasty, Covenant, Cow, and Quag.
Mm.
Podcasts with a side of
Yeah. By the way, I'm sorry. I feel like I've talked so much, and
no, you're
Toasty
fine.
hasn't talked at all. this
I've been
entire
busy.
time.
Don't you worry. I'm listening to this podcast. It's what I usually do when I play Minecraft.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm a podcast listener too myself. Like I listen to way too many hours every single day. So that's also why I feel like I have to just rant here and there, because I'm like, I never get to talk. I just have to listen to these guys all day. I never get to. I never get to respond. Damn it! Yeah, like that's kind of how it feels. So
Yeah, it's kind of nice to have like an outlet. And then I'm uploading every single stream I do in long form, and then some of them in short form of highlights. So now you have an outlet, even though it's, you know, 0 views, but it's there.
God, I'll take it. I'm. I hope I'm not making any highlights.
I'm almost done with the first like highlight of Minecraft. So it's been taking me a long time because I've been doing other stuff, but I think it's pretty good. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do with last time we played Minecraft, because a lot of that was a lot of my stream was us just listening to Toasty and Quag's adventure.
Yeah, I think that is gonna be the only thing that will really be a highlight. Let's be honest.
Well, I can't put any of that there because it's not my content.
I think Toasty Quag Adventures, while you and I are like subtly talking in the background about something, that's the highlight. It's like, no, but no one's gonna care what we're saying. Like, the highlight is, of course, their adventure. We all know why.
If it was Quag's channel, I would agree. But since it's mine, I'm not going to make that a highlight because it's not my thing. I'll put in highlights where I was involved. That's kind of it. And I was trying to make a highlight out of our down to earth conversation of trying to get Minecraft to be a long-term thing. Like, where we set up rules and you know, how are we gonna do but I couldn't really cut it down into anything, unfortunately. It just I'm glad. Retake? Yeah, you want to read? That's really funny.
All right, take 2. Toasty, you ready? And action. That's really funny.
Thank you.
I'm glad it's there though. I'm glad it's in the long form content, because I think it's something that not a lot of people talk about. Even though so many people have that experience of played a Minecraft world, everybody's kind of done with it. Some people want to continue, but it's kind of, you know, people just have different expectations and stuff. So I think it's good to have. I think it's a common shared experience that doesn't get talked about enough, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, for me, I'm glad that we ended up landing on the idea of us all getting on at the same time.
I would have built 10 houses by now.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, Ender Dragon slayed, Elytra galore, beacons up in the sky, flaming everywhere. I'm sure.
I'm fine with progress, but I'm glad even though it's slower, it's progress together. That's what I'm. Yeah. That's what I'm wanting.
I usually don't do those things. I don't defeat the dragon. I don't do beacons. I just build. That's all I do.
So
I literally do nothing else.
For me personally, nice. For me personally, I don't know. I mean, everyone's different in this game, and that's obviously the beauty of it too. Right? Is everyone's different in it. But for me personally, like if I get onto a server and I see like everything is super built out in the way of like everything's already advanced to like super maximum degrees and everything like that, and I just spawned. I'm like, what's the point? This is just creative mode.
Yeah, do I get that?
Like that's just like how I feel. Instantly whenever I spawn, I don't feel like there's anything left to do. Like how can I can't contribute in any way now. Before, you know, like, oh, let me just like steal all your, you know, super best stuff and then like start flying around and helping you with whatever your project is. Like that's like the best way to actually help, and that just feels not right for me to like spawn in the game and do that. I like the grind up from the Stone Age, you know. Like
it's also not very fun.
It's just the way that I like playing the game. Like I don't like spawning into that type of environment.
It's also it's like the whole, you know, how fun is a game after you turn on God mode. It's like it's pretty fun for 2 hours, and then that's kind of it. Then you never want to play that game again.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But Toasty, I feel like you have a unique perspective of I build, and like nothing else matters. Just I build.
Nothing else matters. Truly. I think I'm gonna build a house. It's gonna be the enchantment house. That's my first goal.
Very nice.
I have done nothing but plant wheat for the last 2 hours.
I've been super useless, so apologies there. I've been sitting here talking about tutoring and stuff like that.
No, that's fine. I know I'm technically being useful. I'm like breeding the cows, and I'm making the landscape nice with lots of wheat, and we have tons of food now. But it is funny that just for 2 hours I've just been doing nothing but planting wheat, essentially.
Do you like my corner? Did you see my little corner?
No, I've been on the hill. I saw your path. Ooh.
There's the mine.
Oh, this is the mine? This is such a cool mine entrance.
I'll work on the rest later.
Right.
And then I built a pond. That's about it so far.
That's good. I like that you terraform too. Like you put the moss out and cobblestone slabs and bricks and stuff. This is nice.
Oh yeah. Very nice. Thank you.
Good stuff. I plant wheat. I saw a balloon today.
I just got done wheat harvesting some more wheat. I'm just on the wheat grind with you. Here and there.
Okay, what is going on with this infinite source? This is just not working. So much wheat to plant, so little time.
Not enough time. Too many seeds, dude. There's always the next seed. It's too brutal. We don't have to sleep. But I'm going to get some water real quick. I'm just chilling in this house. I'll be right back.
All right. I should probably call it soon.
Okay.
Does Quag want to play with us a lot, or just every once in a while?
I think every once in a while. By the time we're on, she's ready to hit the hay.
Yeah. That's what I figured. Man, it really does take a long time to plant a rolling hill of wheat.
Mm-hmm. I'm counting. Just doing some numbers.
Jeez. I think I'm done with wheat for now. I've put so much into it. Dump my hose.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going for a wizard tower for the enchantment area. We'll see. It's a circle. That's all I know.
You just make it up as you go, huh?
I truly do.
I plan too much.
I should plan more. It makes things easier.
Well, the way I do it, it makes things harder because I never end up getting things done.
Understandable.
I just need to rebrand my stream now to the podcast instead of a gaming stream.
Probably.
It makes things so much easier too.
What, to just talk?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with 0 viewers. Or at least zero chatters. haven't solo streamed in like a week.
Ooh. Do you like doing that?
I like both. I think they both have their merits. Solo streaming is more difficult. Like, you know, because what I just said.
Mhm.
Don't want to repeat, but it's more difficult, but I do have like more control over it. It's more like this is like my stream and I'm doing this. And I can also get well, I don't know if that's true. But I like both. I think having both is also good.
Mhm.
Diversify.
Oh yeah.
I think last time I tried to do streaming, I kind of pigeonholed myself into being alone, but a lot of my gaming experience isn't alone.
Mhm.
And so anytime I was like, I want to stream, but somebody else wants to play, it was like, well, now I have a decision to make. Which is always difficult. But now it's just like, okay, if nobody wants to play, then I'll do single player, and if somebody does, then I'll just stream that.
Makes sense. Well, that's good. That's a better outlook. It helps mentally, I'm sure.
Because then, like, while I'm streaming, because before, if I was like, okay, I made the decision to stream, now I'm like, man, I haven't played with my friends, and they're probably, at the very least, like, I feel bad for, like, ditching them or whatever. And then if I'm playing by myself, then it's like, oh man, wait. If I'm playing by myself, then it feels like I'm ditching them. And if I'm playing with them, then it's like, man, I really should be streaming. So it's just like lose-lose.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Sorry, I just came into the end of that.
Hello.
Hello.
I'll probably call it here soon.
Same, but I was just wondering what you were kind of saying there, whatever.
I was talking...
Streaming versus what? Is it just like a?
Oh, so I was talking about how...
You want to make like steady content, but if you do, then you have to like rely on other people's schedules or something.
No. So I've tried streaming before, in several different like occasions, and the last time I did it, I kind of pigeonholed myself into this weird situation where I kind of only streamed myself. I would only stream if I was like doing single player on something, and so. But most of my gaming experience is not just single player. It's playing with other people. And so when it was like every night I would have a choice to make. Like either, especially like, do I reach out and play with somebody else? Or if somebody already reached out, do I say no? And like, if I play by myself and I'm streaming, then I miss out on like half of my gaming experience. And then if I don't stream and I play with other people, then there's that like bad feeling of I need to be streaming right now, like if I want to be a streamer. And so it's just like a lose-lose situation. But it's been really nice this time because now it's like, well, if somebody wants to play, I just stream and play with them. And then if nobody wants to play, or if I want to play solo for a while, I just do that. And so I'm like much more open-minded this time.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Which has been it's been really nice. And then it's been nice like playing with you guys, because when you stream alone, it can be really difficult because you just have to talk to nobody for like hours.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're talking to air if you have no viewers.
Right. But when you're streaming with people, it's like well, even if nobody's here, I can still like just have conversations, and it's like nice. I should just rebrand my stream to like a podcast now with games in the background, because it's just it's nice.
The thing that I thought was a little bit weird. Again, my streaming was so limited, so do not take any of this with any advice. But the thing that, or anything, but the thing that I thought was so weird is whenever I did stream for the brief time that I did, it was like, even whenever I had like 12 viewers or something, right? It's like, it's a weird thing because normally, like, if that was in public with like 12 people just staring straight at me, that would be one thing, and I would feel like a totally different way about that. But now it's just a number on the screen. But then also, if no one is interacting, you know,
Mm-hmm.
then,
It just feels empty.
It's like, am I just like not entertaining enough for them, or like,
Right.
You start like your mind starts going to a bunch of like weird places, where you're like, I don't know. You're it's so weird because I didn't realize, by the way, at the time that I had that many viewers like that quickly. That was actually like a good thing. I thought that was like a lower count. At the time I didn't realize that would have actually been like pretty good. And yeah, I didn't realize that till like I had like talked to Ronald and some other people, and they were like, dude, what? How did you get that?
Right.
And then like I got like 30 something on one of my streams, and then I was like, okay, now this is kind of weird. Like there's like there's actually like multiple people like chatting and stuff, and it was like, whoa, I actually feel like a streamer for a minute. Like, this is weird.
I remember I hit that point when I first started streaming, like 2 weeks in, because streaming was relatively new, so there wasn't this like crazy competition. And I remember I had like a couple regulars, and then there was more people joining like every time. And at one point I was playing Mario Sunshine, and I was talking about the game to a couple people, and then so a couple people were talking about the game, a couple people were asking me questions about me, and then a couple people were having their own side conversation. And I was like, this is like one of the coolest things I've ever like taken part in. Like because I'm sitting here playing games, like people are having like real moments together. And that's like really cool. And like I think that's what a big reason why I want to like pursue it, is because that's like just such a cool like concept to me, that I was like providing value for these people outside of the standard like time for money bullshit, you know.
Yeah, different type of thing there. That's where Zavi and I specifically have like talked about podcasting together in the past, and then I know we've talked about it a bit also, but like, man, I don't know.
It's certainly weird. It's like a unique time in human history.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess if you have just enough to say, or some unique type of like upbringing or perspective, or even if you don't, like, that's still fine. there's
It's if you find your niche, whatever that is.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're comfortable with broadcasting yourself everywhere.
Right. That's the thing. I don't think I'd ever want to get huge. I would love to be like a little medium-sized streamer who, streams to a couple hundred people, like enough to pay the bills and do what I like to do and make my little content, if I ever got like too big, I don't think that would be fun, because I think the point where it would be too much is when chat goes too fast that you can't have personal connections.
I think that it would be fun to get to the point where you. So I kind of disagree in one way there. I think that the dream is to just have a conversation with whoever you want to. Just in general, like somehow you can get on whoever you want to on your show, type of thing.
Oh yeah, that's if you're doing like interviews, right?
Yeah, but like that
or even collaborations.
That to me would be like that would be the dream to me anyway. I mean, everyone's got their own idea of like what the dream is, but for me, it would be. I would love to be able to get on, like, whatever like the world's top scientists are on any particular issue that I want to at any given time, any given time.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
And be able to like pick their brain about something, and like while just kind of cracking jokes on the way or something. That would be great. That's like. That just sounds ideal. I mean, like in my opinion, Joe Rogan has like the ideal just like dream job.
Right, he just gets to talk to really interesting people all the time, and like hear people out.
He gets to talk to whoever he wants to in the world all of the time for like 3-4 hours or something like that.
And it's also in like a controlled environment where they don't have to, be like part of a. Like it's different when you go on. I'm going on a news network. I have to like represent the people or whatever, and it's like no, you're here because you're a human type deal. Which I think that's why it has like such value.
I think for him, I've said this before, I think that, I mean, I've never tuned into any one of these things before because of Joe Rogan, because I think that he's so great. That's never been, ever one,
right.
Ever been a reason, but I think that his, this, like, asking, just like, kind of like, ironically, the average Joe question to the person, to the expert, is a good source of like material for the viewer, and that's all that matters. Like it's just like how can he connect with the viewer?
Right.
And I think he actually does a good job at that. Unironically. Like, it's so funny too. Again, I'm actually kind of like, how do I say this? Joe Rogan can like bother me quite a bit with his like, I don't know. It feels like every single time I turn around, the guy is just like talking about like elk meat and video of like, hey Jamie, can you pull up that video of like car hitting the deer or something? Like it has nothing at all to do with like anything reasonable whatsoever. But yeah, he's I'm 100% for parroting him and laughing at him for all those reasons. But I do have to kind of, at the end of the day, admit that I think that he does do a good job of asking a lot of times in these things now, asking, you know, questions that we, and by we I mean the average person, wouldn't want to ask. Like, I remember when COVID hit, he had some expert on regarding the subject, and the guy was, you know, talking about like how he worked for the CDC and everything, and then he's like, okay,
A dolphin. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, he's like, yeah, like I worked for the CDC or whatever, and and I've been working on the coronavirus related stuff, or whatever, and then he was asking questions like, you know, so like, do masks help? Like, how small is the virus? Like, what's kind of like what's going on here or whatever. It's a good start, at least for someone. It's not the end game, but it was a good start, at least. It was at least a good start. It was at least a good start down the rabbit hole. But
One thing
he did fail, I think, on that particular issue. But it was, in my opinion, he failed. But it was a good start, like of him, like trying to pursue something, some type of truth or whatever.
One thing I like that I've noticed is that he listens. It seems like a lot of the times when he's asking questions, he's not asking questions because he wants to know. He's asking questions because he wants the person to talk. I think that's super underrated, and I really respect it. Because, like, it kind of goes along with asking the dumb question. What we were talking about earlier. Where if you ask the dumb question, you will probably learn. And I feel like he asks the dumb question that everybody kind of is like, oh, that's obvious, but he does it in a way that just gets the person talking. And like, I think a lot of people think of interviews as like, ask the hard questions, ask the questions that, you know, they don't want to hear, or ask questions that make them look good, or, you know. And he just asks questions like he'll have a crazy person talking about something crazy. Like he'll have Alex Jones on, and it's like he's asking these questions that no sane person would ask because he's not dealing with a sane person. And he's just trying to get that person to talk and say what they think. He's not trying to get like an answer. He just wants a discussion, which I think is awesome. Again, I have no idea what his political views are. I've seen like very few of his podcasts, and I don't know if I agree with him on a lot of stuff, but I can respect the grind. Yeah. I respect how he interviews, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit you with something before I log off here. This is something that I have always thought. There's a very popular idea, you know, just going back in history, that I, in general, agree with, which is that you should listen more than you speak, basically.
Yes, agreed.
And I usually just agree with that as a whole, for sure. There's like a bunch of things like, you know, you have two ears and one mouth for a reason, or like
right.
There's all kinds of
justification for it.
Nice ways of saying the same thing. I will say though that I think that nowadays there's so much basically just oversaturation of content being poured into us every single day. Without us speaking about it. that I think that we've actually overdone the ratios.
I think that's why Twitch streaming is like
I
big.
think I think we actually, on average, even though we are, on social media a certain amount or whatever.
We're consuming so much
like,
content, but we're not.
That type of stuff. But like, that's only part of it. We're consuming so much though daily that it's insane. Like the ratio is definitely far more than 2 to 1.
Yeah.
I guess I feel like at this point we are consuming so much so quickly all the time. That my thought is that we should be speaking our minds more often, and who cares if like someone disagrees with that or whatever. Just
Well, I
speak
think-
your mind. Speak your mind, put it out there a bit or whatever. And if they disagree with it, so be it. That's okay. Just put your mind out there a little bit more, because I also think that that's how you learn quicker than flicking to the next content roll on Instagram or whatever, or YouTube Shorts, whatever, TikTok, whatever. I think that the better thing to do is put your mind out there, have someone disagree with you, and then you go from there. Like
I think it's kind of ironic.
Just like asking the dumb question. I think that like you'd be surprised how much further you get by speaking a little bit and then having someone say how you're wrong. I think that you actually get more out of that today.
Yeah, because you initiate
with the setup of everything today and the way in which content is done. You get more out of speaking today than you do out of listening sometimes.
I think there's some interesting things there.
Because of feedback. So.
There's some interesting things there. Because I think we consume so much content, and yet, like, paradoxically, it feels like there is a distinct lack of listening. People love nowadays to say things, but people don't like listening, especially when they are advocating for something specific. Like, I mean, you could just look at the political landscape. People love to give their opinions on political figures and ideologies and, what have you, all sorts of issues. But nobody likes to listen to the other side. That aspect of democracy have just gone out the window. It just does not happen anymore. So I think it's so strange to me that there's both. It's like the paradoxical, like, we are consuming too much and we need to actually listen less and talk more, but at the same time we need to talk less and listen more to opposing ideas to get out of the echo chambers. So I just think that's like interesting.
Yes, I would just say that in order to get out of your echo chamber, you have to say that was kind of like my point there, is you don't ever get out of it without saying stuff and making people upset.
True.
If you just sit there and just listen, then you're just in whatever their chamber is.
Right.
But if you disrupt the chamber and get people thinking, and then get people reacting, and then you get your ideas challenged, that's whenever interesting conversation happens. And I think that's why I think speaking is important also. You can't just hang back and...
Yeah, that's a good point. Because what better way to listen than to, like, have it directed at you?
Yeah. I mean, you want it to be, a personalized type of question.
Yeah.
Idea or whatever.
Well, I think that's gonna do it for me today.
And on that note, speaking real quick of silenced things, I'm so sorry, Toasty. I feel like she's sitting in here. Is she still here?
I built a tower.
Yes. No. No. I'm so upset. See, I built a tower after all that. Like, see, we're talking about like speaking or silence or whatever, and the entire time she's just chilling in silence. Like, yeah, I knew it.
That's okay.
No,
I think you want to hear one of my hot topics for you guys.
yes.
I think men love hearing themselves talk.
Mm. It's probably true.
I think there's a statistic about it.
That would make sense.
Trump, Joe Rogan loves Trump, by the way. I watch some of his stuff. He likes Trump. There's that.
Lovely.
And, yeah. Which I mean, out of the candidates that he had at the time, Trump is the better
Right.
shitty person.
He's at least
So-
has his own ideas and is not a dementia-ridden shell.
Mm-hmm. And he's never, to me, has done anything necessarily wrong that other elites haven't done.
Right.
I mean, I think he's done less than most.
He's definitely corrupt in some ways, and he's kind of an asshole, and has probably done some shady things. But in the grand scheme of politics, not to excuse anybody's behavior, but like, God. At least he definitely has his own ideas. Like, you look at a lot of politicians, and it's like, God, that person might just be a front for, like, the most evil corporation in existence. You look at Trump, and you're like, that man is a corrupt person for himself. Like,
Yep.
there's nothing else. It's very unlikely that there's something else controlling him, aside from his own, like, greed or pride. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're totally right. I think men love to hear themselves talk, and I think it's just becoming more and more common in our culture with, you know, content. I mean, here I am trying to put content out where we just talk about stuff. So, like,
I think, but with you guys, you're humble. Like, you're not like Andrew Tate, I love to hear myself talk, or,
Oh,
you know,
God.
alpha beta
Oh.
kind of shit.
oh,
I think
that's
there's a
like the
difference.
whole toxic masculinity. Oh, dude, that
Dude,
that shit rubs me so wrong.
dude,
Ugh.
that douchebag can fuck off. That's
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your stream content, but that's
No,
exactly
dude,
how I have to feel. That's exactly how I
agree.
feel about that particular individual.
That makes me
These are-
like.
I cannot stand him at all.
It sucks because, like, it's just the pendulum effect. Like, men are too much of an asshole, and then they get shit on, rightfully so, for being an asshole, and then it swings back to this, like, passive, like, what it means to be a man, a passive masculinity, which basically is just, you're not allowed to be a man, and then, like, that was it for a couple years, and now it's swinging back, and it just completely missed the whole center where it's like, be a man in these good positive ways and don't be an asshole. And it just completely skipped over that, and now is just straight back into super toxic, shitty masculinity. And it just leaves, like, normal people. It's so frustrating.
And do you think that's because of, like, men on men? Like, do men do that to themselves, or do you think that's solely based on a woman's?
Oh, no. It's definitely
Idea.
not solely based on women's ideas. I think that could be a catalyst, which I think, again, like I said earlier, I think that's a good thing. Like, men have been toxic in the past, and there was a explosion of toxic masculinity. I think there has been in, like, all of civilization. And so I think women speaking out on that, and other men speaking out on that too, rightly so, should bring that in check. I think that some of the feminism movements, because there's like different feminism, because there's feminism as a movement, and then there's different sects within that, and those little sects, some of them have gone too far and like have become, instead of pro women, it's anti men. And then I think because they went too far, then that has provoked the, men going too far the other way. At least provoked it, not caused it. Definitely not caused it, because people like Andrew Tate are just assholes. Like, at the end of the day, like, they're going to be an asshole regardless. So I think there's fault everywhere. I think the majority of the fault does lie with men. Sorry to interrupt you. You go ahead, Toasty.
Oh no, you're good. No, I agree. But again, I don't think you guys are like those guys who love hearing themselves talk. You guys have a opinion and you're talking about it, and I'm just doing, la 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 la. That's good. It's good. Like I said earlier, it's good podcast talking, and that's what I listen to in the background.
I love your input too, Toasty.
Of what?
Of anything we're talking about. I value your input. If you have an opinion and would like to share on anything we're talking about. And I know that can be kind of hard. You're a bit more shy while we're talking. So you can always send a message like on the server to say like, may I like...
May I put
no.
my input
May
in?
I speak?
Can you guys shut the fuck up?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
or
chill. Let me talk.
Exactly spelled. Yep.
Right.
or you can just like occasionally just roast one of us with just a big LOL of it's just the biggest disagreement of like whatever we say, like every once in a while that's okay too. Just being like, wow, this fucking douchebag. He's just yeah. Okay.
Right.
you just, I love the chime in with the like, okay, let's break that down. Come on now. This is not. I love it.
Oh yeah. No, I wouldn't be afraid. I don't feel like I'd get attacked by you guys or anything. So that's good.
Of course not. There's no Andrew Tates here.
Yeah.
That's very good.
You're in a Tate-free zone.
Thank good. Thank goodness. Oh boy.
An Andrew Tate free crossing zone. Like,
again, sucks that we have to have that. Like, can't that just be the norm?
I think it is the norm, but we just like.
Oh shoot.
I think it is the norm, but people like that are just really loud.
Right. It's the 80-20. The squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Yeah. It's a bad reflection on like all men because of this fucking douchebag dude just ruining everything.
Right.
Like I swear we're reasonable.
11. Yeah, it's at 11 a.m. at Haynes. Uh-oh. Sorry. Goodbye. Hello.
Hello?
Well, next time on, I'd love to, if Toasty's willing, I would love to hear if you're up for it. Where you're at on a bunch of these, like, political sphere things, and like what it's like around where you've lived throughout your life or whatever. Like that would it would be fun to go down someone else's journey
Yeah.
and see where maybe you started from and where you're at now or something like that. If you're open to it.
You want to know my life story?
Yeah. I'd love to hear it.
I was just saying about your political story. But yeah, I'm cool with the entire life story too.
Bring it on.
Perfect.
Yeah. But I think that everyone has like their own political journey for sure, and like
Oh, definitely.
and that gets shaped. I think that gets shaped like the most, at least for me anyway. It was shaped the most when I was in my early 20s or so, somewhere around there. That's when I started getting the most like
Developed, well thought out.
yeah.
Because like before that,
I-
it was
I-
probably
and-
you
and-
had
and-
some
and solidified.
ideas, right? But they weren't
But some of it was just like base ideas
baseless.
that
Yeah.
didn't and it was like, okay, is that actually reasonable or not? And then you finding out some other information.
But yeah, we would love to hear your opinions on things.
Perfect.
Yes.
I'll give them to you if I
We
feel
should-
it.
Yeah, if you feel it. We're not. I don't want to force you into anything.
Yeah.
I do want to force you into something, but not that.
Next,
We can talk about like Overwatch, or
yeah.
I want to force you to talk, but not about super like stuff you don't want to. We'll talk about something you'll have input on.
Politics starring Toasty. Let's not like lead with that, I guess. But I would love I love hearing everyone's like story and their journey through different things like that. I just again I happen to just be someone who's like not judgmental on that at all. I just love just knowing where did you come from and how did you get to be in the situation that you're in and why you have the beliefs. That's it. That's me anyway, but I know that that's not
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
We can do it while playing Minecraft.
Well, playing Minecraft.
Let's just dig into the wall and talk about who should be in charge of the country.
Perfect.
I think that's a good idea.
I place wheat. I pick president.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. That's actually a good, that's a good podcast title right there.
I plant wheat. I mine blocks. I pick president.
Yeah.
It's good.
I pick wheat and president, or I don't know. Yeah, something like that. That's good. I love it.
Mining for the deep political takes.
Sarcastic.
Toasty, do you have anything you want to talk about right now?
I'm mining. I got 5 obsidian for an enchantment table, which we were supposed to do 3 hours ago.
Well, I got the sugar cane finally.
Yes, we did all the things today. I built 2
Yeah.
house things. I did the mining stairs. I did a pathway, and you did a shit ton of wheat.
I did a shit ton of wheat, and we expanded the cow farm so we can actually get leather for books. And the sugar cane farm is finally producing.
I got that single diamond on my first time around, and I think that's all that we needed for that enchantment table, right?
True.
that single first diamond is all that we needed.
Truly. I agree. It's gonna come in handy here in a minute for sure.
The first slaughter of cows.
Oh no.
Rest in peace, cousin.
Are you guys at a stopping point?
I think so, yeah.
I'm never at a stopping point with Minecraft.
I I happen to be. I have to be up with Logan in the morning, but I will. I should be able to be on tomorrow night for a while if you guys are up for it.
Perfect. Always up for Minecraft.
We shall see. I'm not supposed to stream on the weekends. Supposed to be my time off.
We can still play Minecraft, right?
Yeah, we can still play Minecraft.
Perfect.
How else are we gonna find out about Tosi's hidden political agendas?
No, those have to be
Exactly.
on stream.
Oh no. Cancel. Canceled immediately.
Get her. Just like. All right. Well, good night, everyone. Take care and have a good night.
You
I
too.
gotta go.
Have a good
Good
one.
night.
Perfect.
Yay. Yay. I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You let me know when you're ready and we'll
Oh yeah. I'm good.
get there. Alright. Well, thanks so much, Toasty.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Mhm.
Even though I wasn't talking, I had a good time. As long as I have some blocks in my hand and I'm ready to build, it's good.
I'm glad you had a good time and you built some really good stuff today. So,
Thank you. I don't know what to do about the tower head, but it'll be fine.
we'll get there when we get there. Maybe you just don't have the blocks yet.
Probably not.
When you get them, it'll come to you.
Exactly.
Alright,
Mhm.
Toasty. Well, I'll talk to you probably tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Alright. Bye.
Bye.
Alright, everybody. That's gonna do it today. Hope you enjoyed this slightly different style of my stream. I think, at least when we play Minecraft, there'll probably be a lot more like this. Sometimes it'll be more focused on the game. Like when we had, we're just, doing stuff, but at the beginning. And then we'll have events and stuff. But sometimes it'll just be like this, where we're, getting weight, doing some basic stuff, and then having podcast type talks. So if you enjoy, let me know. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.